Hello, hello, everyone. So let's see what this story is about. Duct taped and beaten to, wow, the end over potty training. Mom will now spend 42 years in prison. Mom, that's wild as hell. Who I can get why a parent will be upset over trying to potty train your child and they're not learning. I can see how that mess can develop in a very undesirable direction that can anger you. But you are in need of some mental health counseling. And this is stuff like this. This is also the reason that it bothers me that women gain custody over children a majority of the time because it doesn't make sense. On one hand, you say something like post uh, partum depression. And that's a thing that can happen. That's a natural thing that just happened to some women. Postpartum depression happens, and also the mothers are better parents and they should get their children most of the time. Like, what? You mean this person could lose their goddamn mind and could be a danger to a child and possibly themselves, and they're getting the child most of the time? Do you care any bit about children? I don't know. The mother of a 4 year old Indian boy duct taped. Oh, come on. Really, lady? Over party training has been sentenced to nearly a half a century in prison in connection to his brutal ending and for abusing another of her sons when he was a toddler. Oh my God. She had a history of this. Mary Yoda, that's a wild name right there. 28 pleaded guilty in August 2023 to felony neglect of a dependent in October 11th, 2021. The end of her son, Judah Morgan, LaPorte County Circuit Court records show. Yoda also pleaded guilty to a separate felony domestic battery charge for beating her youngest child when he was 23. 23 months. Bro, if a kid's age is still in months, what are you doing? 1 month away from 2 years old. Authorities said the crime took place in the family's home near Kingsford Heights, uh, south of Lake Michigan. Okay. Uh, Prosecutors said Yoda did nothing to stop the ongoing. Well, she was the one doing it. Oh, it was the father. Yoda did nothing to stop the ongoing abuse Judah received by his father, 30-year-old Alan Morgan. They buried the hell out of the lead. It was the father doing this. And the mother, I would like to say that he's more guilty, but in a lot, if not most, of these cases where children are being harmed, the mothers don't protect the kids. They simply don't. It, sometimes they even put those kids in danger. They're the ones dating the stepdad that's touching the kids, or you know what I mean, or making excuses for him, or even participating or covering it up. Indiana Department of Corrections show is serving a 70-year prison sentence. Okay, so he got 70 years. She got 42 for not doing anything to stop it. So she was an accomplice basically at that point. A second child, at 23 months old, during a hearing Friday, Judge Thomas Ali Vizos, uh, all right, enough of that. Sentenced Yoda to 42 years in prison for the attacks on her show. Combined 37 years of neglect. Charge on Judah, 5 years of battery charge on her other son. Okay, so she's responsible for beating some of the kids, but the husband was the one that actually ended one of them. Okay, so he was just better at doing it, but they were both doing it. Wow. Naked and covered in a blanket with bruises all over his. Man, I hate this stuff. Like I don't even like children, but I don't like to hear stuff with people doing shit like this to children, man. Uh, Morgan pleaded guilty to charges including murder and battery in the boy's death and was sentenced on November 29th, according to the Indiana Department of Corrections. LaPorte Sheriff's Office reported deputies responded office. Okay, the sheriff's office. I thought it said officer. Reported deputies responded to the family's home on October 11, 2021 for a report of an unconscious child, according to officials. Yoda called 911 and said Morgan lost his temper and hurt the boy. Okay, so she finally did something when the child was no longer responding. At the home, investigators found Judah in a bedroom, naked and covered in a blanket. All right. Uh, he was pronounced dead on the scene. The sheriff's office reported an autopsy conducted. The next day found the boy, results of a homicide. Court records obtained by the outlet showed Judah was duct taped in the basement and ultimately starved. Yo. After his end, Yoda told investigators the boy was sent to the basement about 3 times a week as punishment. For what? For not being potty trained like his other three. Yo, these people got to be insane. The boy, the outlet reported, spent the first 4 years of his life with his foster parents until the Indiana Department of Child Services gave custody back to his parents. The parents were worse than the foster parents. Ultimately, there's no real justice for Judah, but we pray for some sense of it. So they kind of knew these people shouldn't be parents in the first place. That's why the kid was with foster parents, but he had siblings that was with these people. Man, this is just sad. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just sad all around. The father and the mother are just evil. Anyways, until next time.